I'm just collecting some little wires. Putting cartridges together is not that difficult, but to put a good cartridge together takes time. It has taken me 43 years and about 2,000 hours per year in building and in repairing. So that's about 80,000 hours of work. And then everything looks easy. But there are two subjects. It's the mechanical section and it's the audio section. So mechanical, everything can be looking fine, but still it should sound good. And that's the next step. So the first step is how to put something together that it works, like a watchmaker. The thing is moving and ticking, but to have the right time is something else. Yeah. I think I'm trained to produce also the right time and not just that the clock works. And it's lucky enough recognized by a lot of reviews in your country already and still coming. So I'm happy that this all together works well. Today I'll put a Grimson together. It's a cartridge based on a body made of koa wood. This is the stem I used before the branches. This is a little bit harder wood. And it's pure, it's not coated, so it's just the material as it comes from the tree. I'll give a little bit more light. It's about not to be overexposed. Yeah. And what I'm doing today is just fiddling all parts together. I will give explanation why I'm doing things and how I'm doing things, but you can see yourself also. So after careful observation, you can put the cartridge together. How it will sound is another story, and that's more or less up to you to take a decision. So far, any question what I should specifically pay attention to? Any specific question? No? A cartridge is about 7-8 grams. So you put a lot of things together and the final weight is 7-8 grams. Coil wire is 20 micron. And you will see I will twist coil wires, and when you are not trained to do that, you spoil coil after coil after coil, and you get hopeless. So be relaxed, no trouble in the family, pay your taxes, pay your bank, have no trouble with the neighbors, celebrate your mother-in-law, because that's an essential part in a male life. When that all is done well, maybe you can make a start. But the most important thing is have extremely stable hands, very well controlled movements. So no alcohol, not heavy exercises. When I come from Europe and carry luggage, I cannot make a cartridge in 24 hours. That's an impossibility. So I have to wait for more than 24 hours. When I come home again, it also takes more than 24 hours before I have control over my hands. Of course, I can make a cup of coffee. And I can write something, but these fine movements take really time. So sleep well, no alcohol, no trouble in the family, and you can become a cartridge maker. In the past, during the high time of CD, people said I was crazy because there was no money and everything should be digital. And I said, no, I trust my ears. I believe alcohol is not the right way, but analog is the better way. So I continue to work on cartridges, cartridge improvement, and today is high time again for phono. I think analog will continue with LP and tape, and digital will continue with streaming. CD may die out after a while, but all is on an extremely low level available. So streaming or LP and tape. If you keep that in mind, then this might be an interesting morning. Is there something to drink, so I can have a little bit of water during the talk?
I can do that. And so
good, I'll make a start. First is the connector, and before you can connect anything in electronics, you have to wetten it with solder. I have no idea about the temperature of this soldering station, but I think it's about right. I took a tin, 95% tin and 5% silver, to avoid also dissolving the connecting wire. So the first thing what I'm doing is now And this is the first try with the soldering device, but it works well. Yeah. Adding some solder at the pins. Should be short, otherwise the pin gets too hot and melts. So that's one. Put it aside. Then I take the 4 lead wires that should be connected to the 4 pins. I use this moldable material because this is very easy to fix everything. I have 4 different colored wires. I put them in the correct order with my tweezers. Red first. Green. The insulation of this wire takes about 425 degrees. I'm talking in Celsius and not in Fahrenheit. And white. I keep always a strict order to avoid any mistakes. The good message is that my son William is also very interested in building cartridges. So there's hope for those who told me before what will happen after I died, what I think is a very positive feeling. So, soldering the ends. I have to move a little bit. At home I do this automatically, but this is a little bit different situation, so sometimes I have to adjust here. The good thing for me is that cartridge building is a complete automated process, so I have plenty of time to think. Start with red. I put my finger, this is called the finger thing, always on the red one. And then can be a little bit down in temperature. Because the solder burns. It's not the finest tip you can think about, so I have to work with something. That's done. Temperature is a little bit too high. It should be a smooth soldering. It's not perfect. Is the toilet paper so I can clean the tip? Because there's too much solder on the tip. It's oxidizing a bit. This is just a little bit of start, and when it works well, yeah, this is going better. No, it could be better. I use an ultra fine tip, and this is a very coarse one. So the cosmetics are not super. Yeah. It's connected, but not really a cosmetic interesting way. The body is here. So I adhesive the connector now in the body, but first I check the fitting. And it fits. Now, the glue. I always use 401. That's a famous one, Loctite 401. First I open it. Then I squeeze the air out. Yes. Where was the toilet paper? Oh, it was paper. Wow. Add the adhesive at the rear. It penetrates the wood. So you have to add a second layer and press the connector inside. Hang on. It's still a jet lag. It fits. Gives a little extra adhesive. To keep it tight in position. Most of the adhesive disappears in the wood. So, that's one part. Close the adhesive. Find a square with a hole in the middle. It's all together. That's this unit. This unit will be the contact area between the wood and the magnetic circuit. Separate the wires first. Not adhesive the wires. My son likes to put this cartridge specifically very much, so anyone who likes to buy in the future this model, you see the adhesive is disappearing in the wood again because it's very fiber-rich wood. So whatever you put over there, it disappears. Already all adhesive disappeared. This needs to be done very precise, centering. Anything but off center.